Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Hello everyone. Today I'm going to talk about the most booming topic right now, which is ChatGPT. It's the technology of the future. So I'm going to talk about it from a VLSI point of view. Are we going to be replaced as designers or not? Can we use it to our benefit or not? What are the advantages and disadvantages of this technology? So we'll discuss all of that in this video. So yeah, let's go into it. I started using it and asked it some really basic questions so to test this amazing new technology. So what's the first question that comes to mind? What's Verilog? So yeah, it actually gave me a really good question. And if you don't know what Verilog is, you can look into it, and yeah, you can get an idea what Verilog is. So I asked it another basic question, like what's a flip-flop in VLSI? And from this question, you can see like this answer, like it's not really, it's a little bit complicated, and you can actually feedback if this answer is good or not. So yeah, it's a correct answer, but maybe it's a little bit more complex than it needs to be. But if you ask it, like you can ask it again to elaborate more what's a flip-flop in VLSI and give you another answer. It's amazing, yeah. So it's actually trained, so it has embedded answers in it. So and what's amazing is this AI has inherent memory. So if you have like a question and you don't like the answer, you can ask a follow-up question to his answer, and he will actually answer you again. So it's really really good. Okay, so it passed like the simple the simple questions. So a little bit more complicated questions, like what are the different architectures of adders? And from this question, I can actually see the benefit from this amazing new tool. So yeah, so it gave me like the normal architectures, the ones you normally know about if you know adders, if you know the architectures of adders. The most simple one is the ripple carry adder. So he explains it, and I think he like from this you can like see the benefit of this adder, and you get a really good idea when to use this adder and when not to. So I also have an idea like what's a carry look ahead adder. But what's really interesting, like it gave me like some new suggestions, like the Brent Kung adder. I'm not sure if I spelled that correctly, but I have never heard of this architecture before, or this one. So from this question, it generated to me some new topics I have never heard about before. So I can then take these architectures and search for them um, in a normal way using Google and lectures, online lectures, in PDFs, in papers, and maybe in the design you maybe need like very specialized. It's like he says like it's complex and specialized. Maybe in the design you need something complex and specialized. So it gave you like an idea what you can do when you have like you need like very very fast adder and you don't care about the area. Maybe one of these adders will do the job for you. So you can start to see the benefit of this. So what other things you can do? So I asked it some interview questions. So and it actually gave me some really questions that make sense that you will normally get asked in a normal interview. So like what's a transistor? What's a flip-flop? I asked that question actually. Maybe it learned it from me. What's a finite state machine? A lot of this stuff. So 10 questions is not enough for me. So I asked for more questions. So you can start to see like it's not a final product, but you can see it's really good. Like you can see a problem in here. Like some of the questions are repeated. Like I asked for more questions. Why do you give me the same questions again? But the questions seems all right. It seems accurate. So I told him like, what are you doing? You gave me some, like you repeated some of the questions. So he told me, no problem, don't worry, I will give you more unique questions. And you can see like the questions actually start changing. What's static and dynamic logic? That's an interesting question. This is repeated, so it's still not perfect, but it's a very good starting point. You can use this to generate ideas, to look into more topics. And yeah, it's really good for like if you are a junior and you are applying for a new job, you can like use this to generate new ideas, new questions, and to look into new stuff that you may get asked in an interview. Then I asked the big question: can you provide an answers for these questions? I said sorry, but the reason he gave me is actually really logical. So some of the questions here, like what are the current trends and how do you know stay up to date on these developments? So it's based on your experience and the interviewee experience. So he can't answer these questions. It's based on your experience. But when I asked it a question, a specific question from the ones he gave to me, like what's a decoder, he gave me a really specific answer, a really good one. And you can like if you don't know an answer of these questions, you can use it and you can ask it again and it give you a really good answer. And then I tried again more interview questions, and you can see some of them are repeated, but you'll get a new question or two the more you stress on the AI to give you more questions. So let's deep into the really, really amazing stuff. So can it design a filter or a block from scratch? It actually does. So I gave it a description of an FIR filter, and the damn thing actually designed the whole filter, and it gave really good results. Actually, this is really good. So as you can see, it even comments the code. So even if you don't know what's it's really doing or the syntax, you can understand. So it's a reset step coefficients. It's a very good starting point actually. So if you don't know how to construct an FRI filter, you may go to GitHub, you may try to search the internet to get this, or you can ask it from here. It can design it for you, and you can specialize it. So I asked it, can you add the tabs or the coefficients as an input port? So in this design, the tabs are built inside the module. So I needed it to be like an input port. So you can see from here, it added it as an input port, but I think this won't compile because like the parameter is defined here and the input port is defined here. So this is not correct. The parameter should be defined here using a hash and then define parameters here. So I think this won't compile. So you still need some experience, and that's why I believe like it can't completely replace the designers, but it can be a really, really good starting point for a design. You can give it an initial starting point, and you can build from it to save some time and save some effort and to give you new ideas how to design the block. And it actually gave me a really good description of what's doing and how to use this block. So I asked it like for an FSM version of the controller block used in MIPS. So MIPS architecture is for you who don't know, it's an architecture used in processors, it's classical architecture. So it gave me a really good description about it. And then the biggest drawback is actually when you give it like a complex design to do, this network error is given because the servers, like there are like millions of people are joining in on the website right now to test it. So the servers can't like hold all of these people. So yeah, when you ask it some complex questions, this network error happens. But let's try. Like okay, so yeah, like let's give it like a try right here. So yeah, okay. For the controller block, okay, let's make it a little bit more specific. Used in MIPS architecture. Okay. So now he is writing it, but you will see like it will continue writing the code or the RTL, and then network error happens because the module will be really big. So I think anything above like 70 lines is won't continue. So this actually looks really really good. Okay, and the interesting part is for the same question, it gives you like different answers. So it's learning. I think it's learning what you really need from the block. So it's designing the block right now. It's completely combinational. So yeah, I think this can't be used in a pipelined architecture. But as you can see, it's a really good starting point. And actually, right till right now, no network error happens. That's good. Yeah, and it came. So yeah. So, but as you can see, it's really, it can really give you a really good starting point. So what about scripting? So one time I really needed like to get all the lines between two strings using grep, and I searched the internet and I got the answer in a random Stack Overflow question. That took me like 10 to 20 minutes to find this answer. But right here, it took me like 5 seconds. I just described the problem I need or I wanted to solve, and he gave me the answer in the command I wanted. And he actually, this is describing what every part of this command is doing. It's really amazing. It can really save you time. So my insight is this: can it really replace us as designers? No, not right now at least. But you can really use it for your benefit. You can really use it to optimize your time, to have really good starting points, to ask it for new topics you haven't heard about before and you need like someone to explain to you. It's like your virtual mentor. It's really good. You can use it right now while it's free, because I believe it won't be free for long. To like explore new stuff, use it as your virtual mentor. You get like the wide lines, and then you will, like, if you really need some deep answers, deep insights in the topics you want, you can like search it in the normal ways. And yeah, so that's it. Use it right now. It's really good. And yeah, the future is looking really bright and really scary actually. So yeah, that's my insight and how you can benefit from it in the VLSI industry. And yeah, so thanks for watching and see you in the next video.